Today on Behind the Student, I'm Brianna Colson with Foghorn Media, and we will be interviewing Del Mar student David Davila. We'll start with the most basic question. What is your favorite animal?
All right. Well, so far, because I haven't had any better experiences with others, it's the cockatiel. Honestly, they're one of my favorite parrots in general. I'm hoping to get a bigger parrot in the future once I move out, but parrots have, I don't know why, they've got this quirk with them that just resonates, it brings you joy. They can bond with you. They share your habits, which sometimes they can share your bad habits. For example, my cockatiel at home, I nap midday, and now he naps midday too, and he's generally quiet, as am I at home, which is supposed to be the opposite. You expect a parrot to be all chipper and happy and singing and everything, but he'll only start singing once I'm awake or I start messing around with him,
So, what got you into cockatiels in the first place?
Well, when I was a kid, my parents actually ended up getting a cockatiel for themselves. His name was Victorino. He was a funny little bird. I liked him. We all messed around with him. We all played with him. He would free fly out of his cage. And I don't know, it just stuck with me. I enjoyed birds ever then. Fortunately, my brother had left the door open and Victorino flew out, never to return. We tried out with budgerigars, but they're not as fun as a cockatiel in my opinion, and they're a lot more fragile, unfortunately. Cockatiels are a little more hardy, but at the same time you got to be very careful with them. But yeah, that's actually what got me into cockatiels in the first place. I just grew up with them. Grew up with birds.
Man, that sounds like a very cool experience to grow up with birds. Speaking of experiences, what is a memorable adventure or experience that you've had?
I wouldn't say it was an adventure, more as a terrifying experience. When I was a kid, I used to live at an apartment complex, Lexington Manor, and it was almost like a gated community in a way. Even though the place it was at, it would seem pretty run down, and I would be going out every day to collect my mother's mail for her because it was at a mailbox at the entrance to the apartments, which was far away where we from. And one day I see a dog lying on the road, big dog, and I assumed it was dead. I went to check on it. The moment I stepped close enough, it sprung to life and began chasing me like it wanted to do something horrible. I have never ran so fast in my life until some guy, I had no idea who he was, he just came out of nowhere, literally sprinted at the dog, chased it away, and continued to run after it. I never saw that man again, but that was quite the experience. And if he is still with us in this world, I'd like to thank him thoroughly because I don't know if I'd still be here. And to this day, actually, I am afraid of big dogs that I don't know, Even if somebody owns him and they say, oh, he's a good boy, oh, this is Princess, I don't know that dog. And if that dog just decides it doesn't like me, can end me.
That is fair. I think I would also be afraid of dogs if that happened to me. That sounds like a very scary experience to experience, if that makes sense. Unfortunately, I believe we are out of time. I want to thank you for joining us as we interviewed David Davila. I really learned a lot about him during this time. This has been Brianna with Foghorn Media's Behind the Student.